All right, people, man. It's Messiah Boss again. I'm coming to you, man, and I just want to chop it up with people about divorce, divorce. You know that big that word. You know that 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 50% that keeps a lot of people from even making the attempt to be married is getting a divorce. Uh, we know a lot of things are tied into divorce. You know, you got you have marriage by covenant with God, and then you have marriage by state and legislature and law, which is marriage licenses, prenuptials, and things like that, which scares a lot of people from even attempting to get married. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, you find women who are not going to marry a man if he wants her to sign a prenuptial. So that deters a lot of people from getting married. But let's talk about the divorce aspect, right? Um, Now, I know that many of people, nowadays you got to understand it's 2019. So nowadays people are gonna get divorced for anything. You know, they'll get divorced because they so on say they feel out of love. They don't like each other no more. Um, Things ran dry. You know what I'm saying? They're not interesting anymore. No matter what those factors that you put in, I can guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, if you are having any one of those thoughts, lack of interest, things grow stale, or whatever, 9 times out of 10, somebody in that relationship has already stepped out sexually somewhere else. I don't know too many divorces that done went down that somebody, or maybe even both parties, hasn't already sexually been immoral to that union, to that covenant, you know. And like the Bible has a few scriptures, right? Like, and I'm gonna just tell you exactly what it is off top from the Bible. The only way to get divorced biblically, the only way to get divorced biblically is through sexual immorality or through death. If obviously sexual immorality, you stepping out, you forming, you doing things other places, you cheating, however you want to call it, is a grounds for divorce. Because sex was a thing that consummated marriage. You understand what I'm saying? Sex was the final lock, the final lock. You know that consummated the marriage. You courted each other. You found out you like each other. You found out you had everything in order to be with this person, and then on top of that, what sealed the deal, what sealed the deal, what made y'all one flesh. That's why they have the term one flesh. What made y'all one flesh is because he was supposed to be a virgin, she was supposed to be a virgin, and they came together as one flesh. Which means she only know this man, he only know this woman. Now, let's let's get into that aspect right now. Now, God intended for everybody to be married, and He intended for everybody to be virgins when they get married. Why? Well, see, this is the thing about when you have too much experience. I don't want to get sidetracked too far, but let me just chop it up a little bit on having too much experience. Experience breeds competition. See, the thing about your memories is you wanna remember your memories. You want all your memories, especially when it comes to sexual memories, especially when it comes to a relationship memories. You want all those memories to be good. You see what I'm saying? One thing you don't want to do, and this is why I try to deter young people, especially like my kids and stuff like that. Hold on to your virginity. Wait until you get married to have sex. And hopefully you can find somebody who waited until they are married too to have sex. So y'all can enjoy each other. Y'all will be the only person that each other knew. So when you get married, I tell my son, when you get married and you a virgin, you get married to your virgin wife. You all she know. You all she know. And she all you know. You see what I'm saying? So once y'all grow, and once y'all get past the little pain that virginity may have caused, because women go through a little pain sometimes when they lose their virginity. And when she gets comfortable with you, nobody can tell her on earth that you wasn't good to her because you're all she know. And nobody can tell her or tell you as my son on earth that she wasn't good to you because she's all you know. So you're not seeking other validations and other experiences from other places because y'all are all each other know. And y'all will be fine with that because y'all are all each other know. But if you come stepping into a marriage or even just a relationship, they got these things called bodies nowadays. Bodies, body counts. Yeah, you have to understand, I don't care what nobody says. You may not remember all the names that you slept with. Especially if you got a high amount of encounters. You may not remember all the names. But guess what? You're going to remember the worst ones that you laid down with, and you're going to remember the ones who really put it down on you. You're going to remember those. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing with experience. It's nobody on earth that don't compare experiences. They do. Everybody do the tale of the tape. Everybody put the numbers and put them up into competition with each other. It's just the truth. Everybody compare when you got experience. So if a man meets a woman, he nice, gentleman-like, treats her well, treats her like a queen, financially on the better side of life, but he lacking sexually. He's on the lower tier of sexual experiences in her life. I don't care how much money he has. She is never going to be satisfied with him. Never. Once she know what bigger and better has been like, I don't care how much money he has. She will never be satisfied with him. If a man meets a woman and he got all this sexual experience, he felt like he know what grade A sex, grade A pleasure feels like. And he ends up getting tied down with a woman who is far from that. I don't care how good looking she looks, how nice she is, how good she cook in the kitchen. He will never be satisfied with her. Never. Because he will always have those experiences to compare her and to compete her against. Vice versa with women. That's why we were forbidden to have sex before marriage. That's why we were supposed to hold on to our virginities and come together as one flesh, and we're all each other know. So if I was a virgin, if I had my virginity and she had her virginity, and we all each other knew, it would be no need for us to go searching, whatever, because we good. We feel like this is what it is. But when you didn't sell yourself short so many times, and you done put yourself out there and you done gained all this experience, it's going to be hard for you to be satisfied. It's going to be hard for you to be satisfied, especially when you got an ideal of what is good and what is mind blowing or whatever. And the person that you settle down with, yeah, they nice and they treat you well, but they're not physically hitting home runs with you. You're never going to be satisfied. Never. You'll be content. But then, as we see, content always turns to resentment. Because the thing about contentment always leave doors open. Being content is like, what's that word? Being content is like when people say they cope. Being content is just, okay, I'm doing enough just to get by now. But you're never satisfied, you're never happy. You want to know why? You got too many experiences. Like, your mental memory is never going to let you live down what was good to you. Especially if what you have right now is not A1. So that was a little sidetrack, you know. But let's get back into this divorce thing, though. I mean, there's a few scriptures, but like I tell people, you know, the only way for divorce is sexual immorality or by death. And 9 times out of 10, you know, most people who done went through a divorce, it was already sexual immorality somewhere, you know, somewhere in the relationship already. But it's always a recurring theme in the Bible. It's always a recurring theme in the Bible that God always say, you know, for the man who divorces his wife. Now I understand the man was the hierarchy of society. I get that. But I don't think God always was saying for the man divorces his wife, because of the man's hierarchy in society. I just think he always was saying for the man divorces his wife because he knew he was going to have more of a sexual urge than women. We was going to be more enticed easily. You know, we just have that innate nature to want to conquer and want to collect. That's what we want to do. Like, we want ours and we want everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why he always did that, you know, because I think he already knew that man was going to really have the trouble with fidelity and commitment and being faithful and staying committed and just being on that same road and loving it. I think he already knew that, you know. But like in Malachi, right? Malachi 2:16, it says, "For the man who does not love his wife, but divorces her, says the Lord, God of Israel, covers his garments with violence." So guard yourself in your spirit and do not become faithless. Faithless is the opposite of faithful. Guard yourself in your spirit. Your spirit, your inner man, and your flesh gonna want to be tested. Why? You see, your flesh is just your flesh. You take your spirit, you take your soul, and the brain function out of your flesh. Your flesh is just flesh. It's just a meat suit. You got to be guarded in your spirit, and your soul, and your mind, because those thoughts, as a man thinketh, he is. Because at the end of the day, everything starts up here. So when you seeking and you yearning those experiences, guess what? It starts up here. It starts up here. And as he think it and you fester on it, guess what? That's what you're going to want to do. That's why he said guard your spirit. You see what I'm saying? Guard it. Guard yourself in your spirit. You have to check your inner being. You have to check your inner man when it comes to this thing called marriage, because man, things gonna want to test you. You know what I mean? It's a battlefield up here. You know? And he said he covers his garments with violence. He covers his garments with violence. Now, I know a lot of people can take that many ways. But we all know, man, especially when it comes to marriage, man, infidelity brings a lot of violence. Infidelity brings a lot of drama. That's what he's saying. He covers his garments with violence. It's like his aura it becomes violent now because that's all it brings. It brings disarray. It brings violence. It brings distortion. It brings drama. That's all infidelity does, especially when it rises to the surface. You know, uh, Matthew 9:19-9. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another commits adultery. Except for sexual immorality. Sexual immorality and death are the only two ways. I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this. I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to accept it. People will be like, well, he put his hands on me. I'm just going by what the Bible said. I ain't, all I can do is go by for what the Bible said. Now, a lot of people gonna be like, oh man, it's the Bible, it's brainwashing or whatever. I'm just talking. See, I'm not gonna put extra words in here that's not in here. You see, so I'm just going based off what the book says. The book says only by sexual immorality and by death. It didn't say because he disrespected you or he called you out of your name or he went upside your head. It didn't say that. Now this is the thing. I'm not telling nobody to go stay in no relationship with somebody going upside your head, because going upside your head can get you killed. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I guess if a person's putting their hands on you, that can lead into death. So by sexual immorality or death, if something can lead to you getting killed, I think that's a way out of marriage. So at the end of the day, like if a person beating on you or something, you got to call for your divorce. I respect that. I get that. All right. Luke 16:18. Everyone who divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery. And he who marries a woman divorced commits adultery. And he who marries a woman divorced. That's what I want people to focus on right there. Everyone who divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery. Everyone who divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery. You want to know why? Because that covenant is only supposed to be a one-time thing. It was only supposed to be a one-time deal. That covenant is something that once you seal that deal on that it is not supposed to. Like me personally, I don't believe that. I really don't believe that you're supposed to walk around and be having 5 or 6 Mrs. Johnsons, 5 or 6 Mrs. Townsends, 5 or 6 Mrs. Whatever your last name is. I don't believe that. I believe marriage is a one-time deal. I believe marriage is a one-time deal, and if it don't work at one time, I don't think it's meant for you to just keep getting married and 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 married. Even though I say divorce is by death. Divorce. So she's divorced when her husband dies, or he's divorced when his wife dies. But then again, I can't remember exactly where I saw it at. I know I saw it in the book, but it does say that, based on these things, like, she's free again, or you free again, divorce is free. You free to go love again, like, so I don't think if you go through one divorce and you, I don't think life is over for you. You know what I mean? I don't think life is over for you at all. So me personally, I just don't think I want to walk around here and just be getting married time and time again. That's just my personal opinion. That's not something that I want to throw on anybody. That's not something that the book said. The book didn't say that. That's my quote unquote personal on that topic. You know what I'm saying? But the book said, you're free after that, man. If you're divorced via sexual immorality or death, you're free. So on the whole divorce topic, man, like, it's hard to tell people to stick something out that looks like a sinking ship. You know what I mean? And and if you really truly got grounds to be divorced, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? My thing of it is if I've seen people who got married and then literally like 2 or 3 days later they was hollering for a divorce. You know what I mean? Like they play with that covenant like that. And nobody's perfect, man. People gonna do what they gonna want to do, and then people got chances to make they marriage right too. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't think people marriages go for 40, 50, 60, 70 years sometime, and everything perfect. Man, you can look in these people you can look in these people's faces who've been married for so long and know that everything ain't been perfect. So it's a fight in that thing. You know what I'm saying? But like if you're gonna get divorced, that's all I'm saying. If you're gonna get divorced and it's something that like you don't have ground proofs on, like there's no immorality going on, no sexual immorality, like and you didn't grew tired, man. Guess what, man? Fight that thing out. You know what I'm saying? Fight that thing out, man, and see what y'all not clicking on and see if y'all can make it work, man. Because you know I be seeing a lot of people and they do be getting divorced for like some petty stuff, like real petty stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I know women right now who can't who don't even want to talk to their man about his sex drive, or men who don't want to talk to their woman. This is who they married to about things that they want in their relationship. It's like they just rather go somewhere else. It's like, come on, man, this is a person you took that covenant with, you took them vows with to ride this thing, till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? And you afraid to bring up something because it's going to hurt their pride. Well, guess what? A soulmate, somebody that a covenant, guess what? You're going to say things that they ain't going to like many a times. You talking about being with somebody 40, 50, 60 years, you think you ain't going to say nothing that they ain't going to like, that they ain't going to disagree with, that ain't going to make them mad? That's part of the deal. It comes with the package. So we got to do better communicating when it comes to our marriages and stuff like that. And until then, man, that's all. It's a very simple topic, divorce. Hang it out if you can. If you can't, if it's unbearable, pray about it. Seek some revelation on it, and if you got to dip, you got to dip. You know what I'm saying? And till then, your boy Messiah Boss. I'm out.